The gravy sizzled over the edge of the pan, landing on my wrist with a sharp sting. I bit my tongue not from the burn, but from the laughter echoing behind me. God, Mira, even the smell of this curry could kill a man, my brother-in-law chuckled, leaning back in his chair. The others joined in. His mother, his sister, his father, and worst of all, Ethan. My husband. He didn't stop them. He just smirked, swirling his wine. She's still learning, he said, his tone dripping with mock sympathy. Not everyone's cut out to marry into a family that appreciates real food. The room roared again. I stared down at my hands, trembling over the ladle. They had no idea I'd been up since dawn. Chopping, simmering, perfecting. This dinner was supposed to heal things between us after weeks of tension, but it was unraveling fast. I swallowed hard. I made the recipe your mother gave me, I said softly. Exactly the same way. His mother smirked. Maybe the ingredients just taste different when someone else touches them. I forced a smile. I'd heard the subtext. You'll never belong here. As I ladled the curry into bowls, my heart thudded so hard it hurt. I kept thinking back to when Ethan used to brag about me. Her cooking reminds me of home, he'd say, before he started correcting my every move in the kitchen. Before his family started visiting every other weekend. Before I stopped recognizing my own marriage. But that night, between the clinking silverware and cruel laughter, something broke. Not loudly, quietly. Like the sound of a hairline crack running through glass. Impossible to hear until it's too late. When everyone finally left, I stood alone in the kitchen, surrounded by dirty dishes and half-eaten food. Ethan came up behind me, snickering. Babe, don't take it so seriously. You know how they are. I do, I said, scraping food into the trash. But I didn't realize you were one of them. He sighed dramatically. You're overreacting again. My jaw clenched. They humiliated me in our home. And you're being sensitive. They were joking. He walked off before I could reply. That's when I noticed it. The faint light glowing under his phone on the counter. A message preview blinked across the screen. Can't wait for next weekend, chef, winking face. My stomach dropped. I shouldn't have looked, but I did. I opened his messages. Photos. Dozens of them. A woman in a white apron. Smiling beside trays of pastries. A text from him. I wish Mira cooked like you. The sound that escaped me wasn't human. It was a strangled gasp, part sob, part fury. My knees nearly gave out. He hadn't just mocked me with his family. He'd been comparing me to someone else. And worse, he'd done it with a woman who clearly knew her way around a kitchen. The next morning I sat in bed numb. Ethan had already left for work, but my mind replayed everything. His smirk, his family's laughter, that text. Part of me wanted to scream. Another part wanted to vanish. But the part that survived, the part they didn't break, wanted something else entirely. Retribution. Started small. I called his mother that afternoon. I've been thinking, I said cheerfully. I want to host another dinner next weekend. Special one. To show you how much I've learned. She sounded thrilled. Wonderful, dear. I'll bring everyone. Oh, please do, I said. Bring everyone. Even her, the woman from the messages. The so-called chef. Saturday came. I dressed carefully. White linen, hair tied up, face calm. The table was perfectly set. Candles, polished silver, crystal glasses. The air smelled divine. Ethan kissed my cheek absently. Smells good this time. Yes, I said softly. It does. When the doorbell rang, I opened it with a smile. His family poured in, followed by her. Exactly as I'd seen in the photos. Younger, softer, eyes full of curiosity. Hi, she said, blushing slightly. I'm Clara. Ethan's friend, I finished for her. I know. Her smile faltered. Dinner began. Every dish that came out was flawless. Tender roast, delicate sauces, desserts so rich they drew gasps from everyone at the table. Ethan beamed. Now this is what I've been talking about, he declared. Finally, Mira gets it right. His mother clapped. This is incredible. What changed? I tilted my head. Oh, I just had some inspiration. Clara looked down at her plate, fidgeting. She knew. I leaned back, voice calm, deliberate. Actually, you might recognize a few of these dishes, Clara. You posted them on your page last month, didn't you? Silence. Ethan froze mid-bite. Mira. No, please, I interrupted, smiling sweetly. You told her how much you wished I cooked like her, didn't you? His fork clattered against the plate. His mother blinked in confusion. What is she talking about? I turned to her, eyes steady. Ask your son. Or better yet, ask the woman he's been sending pictures to while calling me sensitive. The room erupted. His father swore, his mother gasped, Clara's face turned white. Ethan stammered, trying to grab my arm, but I pulled away. You wanted a performance, I said, voice trembling. So here's the finale. I walked to the oven and pulled out one last dish. A cake, delicate and golden. I set it on the table. Enjoy. It's bittersweet, just like the last year of my marriage. Then I took off my wedding ring, placed it beside his plate, and left. Later that night, as I sat in my car, the house glowing behind me like a stage after the curtains close, I finally exhaled. My hands were shaking, but my heart felt light. 4 years I'd cooked for love, for approval, for belonging. But that night I cooked for myself, for closure. I didn't need to serve anyone ever again.